Hey, I'm Max Van.
And I'm Brian Van, and we are here to recap
Moto America Round 6, SportbikeTracker.com Junior Cup at Brainerd International Raceway.
Minnesota, the land of a million lakes. It's a beautiful state, man. I'll say that. One of the great things with, doing what we've been doing, there's many great things. One of them is all these little adventures we get to take in these places we get to go to and see different states. Mm-hmm. I've seen almost all of the lower 48. I'm only missing a handful along the eastern seaboard, for which I will hit when I take your beautiful mom, Marcine, on a nice little East Coast trip.
What about me?
You're staying home, dude. I took you racing all year. I mean, we took you racing. We've been chasing you around the country all year. Now I'm going to chase your mom around a little bit. You know what I mean? So we're going to hit the last of the lower 48, and it's a beautiful adventure. Minnesota's a great state. The folks at Brainerd International Raceway, I have to say this, the fans there were epic. We had a lot of great interaction with people. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. Really appreciate that. We love having people come over.
Yeah, it was a great time. They're all cool. You know, they have the Minnesotian accent, if you want to call it that. Just, fun experience.
Minnesotian.
Do
we have to Google that? I don't know.
I don't know.
It was awesome, but it was awesome. Yeah. I know that. This is a big challenge. We're taking a very inexperienced, I think I probably say that a lot, but it's just the reality of it. This kid doesn't have hundreds of club races and all these things. This experience to pull on. So we're taking a really young, a newer racer, and we've inserted him. He chose to be there, right?
Yeah.
You chose to be there. You skipped a lot of steps like Max always does.
Yeah.
And he likes to make stuff hard on himself. So, and here we are. We found a lot of success early in the season. Mm-hmm. A lot of success. You exceeded every single expectation and then some, like you typically do. And what that does is that creates new expectations.
Yeah.
You move the bar.
Yeah.
You did that.
Yeah.
And that's a great thing, and super happy for you, for finding that success. And we're here to support you as the season goes on.
Yeah.
At Brainerd, how do you feel about your finishes?
They weren't great. I mean, the test day was going good until around the last session, but I mean, the test day, I don't know, it went well, but the weekend just wasn't the greatest. 2 ninth places. I mean, not very happy with that when I've gotten 4th, battling for the win. 0.2 off the win, actually. 0.2 of the second off the win. It's just, I'm way off.
You had the fastest race lap of the weekend at Road America.
Yeah.
Those are great things, dude, and you should be proud of that. Being open and honest, a 9th place finish at a professional national motorcycle road race is awesome. It's actually kick-ass. And it's to be celebrated on some level, but it just feels different when you had gotten yourself so much closer, right?
Yeah.
To what's your goal?
To win, to get a podium, something like that. Just stand on that box, it'll be a cool experience.
Yeah, it would be, and it's a very difficult thing to achieve. Mm-hmm. When I look at, I did some club racing with Weira, and I got a couple of trophies there, and that's great. Even getting those was not easy, No. I raced for just 2 races, the AMA Super Sport. 2011, I did Mid-Ohio and Barber. And, man, somewhere in the teens, I couldn't even have sniffed the trophy. You know what I'm saying? There was no scenario in which I was going to go out there and get a podium. Well, one scenario would be like 16 people would have to crash.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that would be the 16 people in front of me. So you're already way beyond, right? Where I was, in my riding. Mm-hmm. And for many, many people are never going to go out there and get a trophy. You got a bunch of weird trophies. That's badass.
Yeah.
And the hopes are that you end up at some point.
Yeah.
I 100% believe in you. I think you have everything that it takes and then some to get there.
I already made room for it on my trophy shelf. I just, need it. I need the trophy.
You just got to keep swinging, kid. You got to keep swinging. End of the day, those are 2 great finishes. We really struggle with bike setup here at Brainerd. Brainerd's a very unique track.
It's all flat.
Yeah, you're usually better with elevation and blind, And so if you look at the first portion of the racetrack, it looks like they're turns, but what are you doing?
Just pin, full tuck, basically, the whole time.
In 6th gear. on the Ninja 400. I think it's a little bit different on the bigger bikes. I think there's a little throttle breathing in the second one,
From
right?
what I heard, for the super bikes, you're going to breathe and lean off, but for the 600s, you're basically full pin, maybe like the slightest bit of breathing, and you're leaning off. So.
Yep. So we had some setup issues there. We went in a direction with some heavier springs. That didn't really, get us to where we wanted to be. So we engaged in a agreement with the folks from Team Hammer. My good friend Chris Ulrich, who runs that team. So now we have the ability to work with Chris Ulrich and Jeremy Toy. Jeremy's a really smart dude.
Yeah.
Really smart. He's helping Jimmy with the data. And they're trying to find the direction on the bike. I'm not a setup guy. I'm a mechanic. I would say I'm a pretty darn good one.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, your bike doesn't go out there with loose or misaligned or, we're not having mechanicals. I'm really thorough. I'm good at that. As far as setup goes, he's riding beyond what I have to offer in terms of setup advice because I can't ride at that level and I've never tuned for anyone that rides that level. So, we brought in some smarter people and good friends to help us out. And, they're kind of helping Jimmy, bring himself along too, to be able to understand the data that we have on the bike and help us get the bike set up right. So while we were at Brainerd, I think we identified a couple of things. We identified a couple of things of the bike. We picked a better direction. You did go faster on Sunday. That was great.
I did, but the finish wasn't great, so.
Well, that pass that you made on the second to the last lap, you should have, and you told me too when we were sitting there in Park Ferme, you're like,
yeah.
I knew when I was going by him what was going to happen the next lap.
I made a mistake because I led that whole lap afterwards, and then at the very end, when I was about to get on the brakes, because there's two corners you're going to go through, but they're full pin, full tuck, and you're still drafting and stuff like that, and Kayla Yakov went right by me, so.
Yeah, maybe you could have waited. She's riding really good.
Riding very good.
Yeah, she's riding. Yeah, she's riding really good, and at the end of the day, those things are going to happen. And you need to focus and continue to move forward. And you can't dwell on the things that have happened, right? That you didn't like. You have to focus on finding yourself in the place that you want to be. Mm-hmm. And it's also really, I think, a great lesson. That we're going to be able to take from this racing too, is you don't always get what you want. But sometimes you need to find happiness in what you got.
Yep, that's true.
Right? You can still want more, but you can't be running around kicking yourself in the ass because you got a couple of ninth place finishes and just sucking yourself down. Because this sport, confidence. Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Oh, it's the whole thing.
It's 90% confidence, 10%, skill, basically.
That's it.
Kind
of. I think confidence. Yeah. When you put that bike in the corner, if there's even a smidgen of doubt whether it's going to hold,
you're done.
A lot of things happen. One, you'll hold on a little tighter. Yeah. When you hold on to the bars tighter, what happens to the motorcycle?
Yeah, it's just not gonna.
Does it track right?
Nope. Definitely not.
You can end up a little wide.
It's going to stay stiff.
You might scrub too much speed because you want to slow down because you're like, I don't know if this is going to hold.
Yeah.
I think part of what happened at Brainerd is, you had a great weekend at Laguna. I'm going to say that again. Dude, you qualified fourth. Epic. You had a little crash racing for third.
Yeah, and then...
I think where you really shot your confidence apart.
That was when I jumped the start, yeah.
Yeah, I think you shot, because that's like your strength of your program is your race starts. So amazing. But that's going to happen, kid. You can't just beat yourself up over... It's just a mistake, dude.
Yep.
There's always another race. You know what I mean? Just keep
always
doing the work.
Shot, yeah.
But now let's focus on the kick-ass part. Like, how much fun are we having?
A lot of fun. Seeing everybody, hanging out with everybody, the coolest part.
Who do you get to see at every race round?
My lovely girlfriend.
Yeah, and and that's awesome too, and it makes those weekends special. She spent a lot of time with our family there too, and that's pretty awesome. All of our friends that are there, we've made friends with so many families and other riders. It's just been a great experience all the way around for our entire family. We will continue to push forward until what?
Until I get, until I, reach my goal. That's it. Until I reach my goal.
Know what happens when you reach that goal?
Set another one.
That's pretty much how it works. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, if you really want to get somewhere in life, you can never hold on to the bar that you've set for yourself. You kind of, what I've always done with Max is I like to move the bar so it's always just out of his reach. I don't know that Max has ever touched the bar because his dad just keeps moving it on him. all the time because he has tremendous potential in life and in racing. So I just want to make sure that he's always reaching, because reaching is the drive that gets you to where you want to be. And I know 100% you have everything it takes and then some to get there.